Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, and I didn't get to vlog my labor and delivery, but I am gonna give you guys a story time. So I'm gonna try to go into like details. Oh, he's waking up right when I want to start the video. But I am gonna give you guys a story time, and yeah, we'll see if this little boy doesn't wake up mid story time. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the night before I had him. I was cramping on and off, and you can see like a big bulge like get hard every 5 minutes. So I'm like, that's not the baby moving, because the baby would just move around and I'll feel like him fluttered. But this was every 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And then Jill was right next to me. I'm like, these are contractions. And he was there with me, and you can see how hard my belly was. And so I was timing them. And okay, they're 5 minutes apart, but they weren't getting stronger. So I was like, okay, maybe just Braxton Hicks contractions. But I was like, I don't know, I feel weird, and I felt like a lot of pressure down there. So I was like, I don't know, this might be it. But when I was doing it on the app, I was timing it, and it was like, time to go to the hospital. And I was like, okay, no, like, this is too much. Like, I'm not even like in pain, you know. I was just having like mild cramps, and I was like, okay, I left it at that. And then all night long I was just tossing and turning, and I was still cramping. They weren't getting worse, they were just there, like a period cramp. So yeah, and then that was it. And then Jill left to work that morning. He left. He leaves like at 7, so okay, he said bye. And then right at 7:50, I feel like not a shocking pain, but like a bee sting. I don't know how to explain it, and like a pop sound. And I felt like, gosh, I'm gonna go right into the story. Okay, I'm gonna go right into it. And I felt a gush, and yeah, 7:50 my water broke. 7:50 in the morning. Oh, he's waking up. No. 7:50 in the morning my water broke. And yeah, I was just gushing. I went to the bathroom. I made sure I called Gio to come back, because he works 20 minutes from the house, and we still had to drive over there. So I was okay, we gotta go. Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, but since we had a false alarm a week before, he was like, make sure, like, are you sure? Oh, he's gonna interrupt. So he was just like, okay, well, are you sure, like, should we try to go home? And I'm like, no, yeah, you have to come home, like, it's my water, you know, like, if it's pee you can control it, but this you can't. And so I told him to come home, and then I called labor and delivery, and I told him, and they're like, okay, just come to the hospital, since my water did break, but my contractions weren't like there yet, until the drive there. So Joe gets home like at 8:20, I want to say, 8:30. So we head to the hospital, and that's when my contractions started to get more intense. And with Aaliyah, I did not feel a thing. So I was just in the car, like holding on to the, what's it called, the handlebar, and they were just intense, like really intense. And like I thought I was already like about to have him, but no. We get to the hospital. They check me, and really disappointing. I was 1.5 centimeters dilated, 9 more to go. And I thought I was already like, oh, 4, 5, whatever. But no, they were really intense, and I'm not dilated at all. But they still admitted me since my water did break. So we were just there waiting. Okay, I'm gonna feed him. So yeah, they admit me and they start the IVs. And then my contractions started getting more and more intense. It was like 4 or 5 minutes still apart. They weren't getting closer, but they were getting more intense to the point where I couldn't really talk. I had to focus on my breathing with each contraction. So I was just in the bed and holding onto the side, and I just remember Gio like trying to talk to me, like, are you having another one? I'm like, just shush. Like, I was, it's like, are you having another one? I'm like, dude, don't talk to me. But I was holding on to the side, and they were really intense, and I did not expect that since I was barely 1.5 centimeters dilated. And the nurses would come every like 5 minutes because I guess the position I was in, like, the baby wasn't liking it. At first I was just on my back, so he didn't like it. Little stubborn baby didn't like me on my back, so they would like turn me, and then they turned me to the left first, and then no, he was still not liking it, and I feel like that's what made him, I mean that's what made me like not dilate faster. So they came again, and they're like, okay, just stand up and walk around. So I tried doing that, but my contractions weren't letting me, and I would go to the bathroom and just sit there, and I guess me standing up he didn't like it either. So they told me to lay down on my right side, and once I got to my right side, that's when the contractions got worse. I thought I was gonna have him right there, like at that. I went from 1 to 10, like in those 10 minutes. And I was just there, and I'm like, okay, I think I need the epidural, so I think you need a certain amount of dilation. I don't know. But they came to check me. The midwife came to check me, and I was barely 3 centimeters, and I'm okay, I can just wait it out a bit. Maybe I can do it, wait a little bit longer. So I think it was like, it was like probably 11. I want to say 11. Yeah, they checked me at 11, 3 centimeters, so I was like, okay, I'll try to wait it out. And then at 12, I was like, I can't do this no more. I need the epidural. So once they call the what's it called? The person that puts the epidural in. Anyways, she came in, and they do all the they tell you all the pros and cons. They talk to you, they explain to you about epidural. So that took a while. So like it was 12 when she came in, and then while they washed my back, sanitized it and everything, well, it takes a while. So, and I don't remember hurting this badly. With Aaliyah, the epidural did not hurt. It didn't even sting a bit. But this time I felt the needle because they numb the part first where they're gonna put the epidural thing in. So they numb your back first, but that stung so bad. I felt like my whole back just go like, and I was like, okay, since you can't move, I was I was squeezing Gio's hand like so tightly, and I was so sweaty, and I was trying so hard not to move because it was hurting so bad. So my back got somewhat numb, and she put the epidural in, and I feel like I felt the what's it called, the substance, like the liquid part just go in my back, and I felt so cold immediately, like, and I was holding Gio so tight. I'm like, okay, the worst part is over. And then so yeah, that was 1 o'clock when they finished putting, 1 p.m. They finished putting the epidural in, and once epidural was in, I started getting the shakes where you can't control, you start shaking so badly, even with warm blankets. I brought my own blanket, and then they brought me another warm blanket on top of that. I'm like, maybe that's gonna control it. And then I tried, so the shakes were on and off. So I was trying to nap at this point since I was up all night cramping. So I think I fell asleep like at 2. That's when my shakes started like getting better. So from 2 to 4, I started. 2 to 4 I napped. But then I started feeling my blood pressure drop. And I guess that happens too when you get epidural. Your blood pressure can drop, and that happened with Aaliyah too. So they tried to control it. They gave me water and juice since I couldn't eat any solids at this point. So just chewing on ice, drinking small sips of water and juice, and so that kind of helped my the blood pressure come back up. And then they started, since my contractions weren't getting closer, they were still 5 minutes apart. They're like, okay, they're just gonna put Pitocin in to make the contractions stronger and closer. So they put the Pitocin in, I want to say 5:30, and once I put the Pitocin, I feel like my epidural started to slow down. Like I didn't have enough dosage, and at this point I didn't realize I had the clicker to put more, and it was in back of me, like in the back of my pillows, and I believe they told me that the clicker was there, and once they put the epidural in, but since I was in pain and everything was going on, I forgot there was a clicker. So anyways, when they put the Pitocin in, the epidural like slowed down, and I started feeling lots and lots of pressure. Like I didn't feel this with Aaliyah. I'm telling you guys, I did not feel anything with Aaliyah, but this time I felt like, and I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna go straight right into it, but TMI, I felt like taking a big fat shit. And I was just there like, oh my god, I can't hold this, I can't hold it. And so it was like 5:40ish, 5:30, 5:40ish. I pressed the nurse button, and I was like, I need to poop. Like, okay, that's good, like that means baby's coming, like he's almost here. And I was like, okay, and like at this point it was hurting like bad. And the midwife came in, and she's like, okay, good, you're 9 centimeters. I'll come back in an hour. I'm like, what do you mean come back in an hour? I looked at her, I'm like, I'm about to push this baby out. And I'm like, okay, like I guess you're the midwife here, I guess you know. So she left, and not even 5 minutes passed, and it was getting worse and worse. Like the pressure and the urge to push was there, and I couldn't, and they told me not to push. And I look at Jim like, she just left, and it's worse. And she's like, well, press it again, press the nurse button. And I told him to come, and then I was like, oh my god, oh my god, like maybe it's just me getting ready to hit to 10 centimeters. I don't know. Like I didn't know what to feel at this point. But I pressed the nurse button, and it was not even 5 minutes. I believe it was 2 or 3 minutes that once the midwife said you were 9 centimeters, she came. She's like, okay, you're 9.5. I'm like, okay, let me start pushing. You know, in my head, I'm like, well, what the heck? Like, let me start pushing. And they prepped me. They started, they started lifting on my legs, and I was like, I'm gonna push. And then, okay, you have to wait. I'm like, oh my god, like I was just holding Gio's hand so tight. And like, I have to push, and this is when I started feeling so much pain. Every contraction you have to push. So once a contraction hit, I was pushing, and I felt it, like I felt him coming down. So slowly I was feeling the ring of fire, as they call it. So a burning is weird, the worst and pain ever, burning sensation. And they kept telling me to push, and there was one contraction where like, okay, you have to slow down, like don't push yet. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I was like, have a contraction, I believe. And like, okay, don't push yet. And I was like, okay, like trying to breathe. And I think they were trying to check the baby, because once they told me to stop pushing, they told me, okay, his heart rate is dropping, so you have to push him out on the next contraction. And oh my god, I felt like I was just grabbing onto Gio, and like I tell him now, like screaming, I don't know, I felt myself like just screaming, I don't know. And because that's when I felt the ring of fire, and I felt his head and his shoulders, like I felt it. But that last push, it was the hardest one ever. So yeah, the last push was the hardest one ever. Like I felt like I couldn't even push for 10 seconds, and they're like, just keep going, and I was like, I can't. Like I was just holding onto Joe. I wanted my mom there. Like I don't know, I was freaking out, and I was like, okay, I gotta do it. Like there's no way, you can stop this. You have to do it. So in my mind, I was okay. I just kept going, and I felt him. And I just looked at Joe. I was like, ah. I was like, oh my god. Like I just felt the relief, and like I was just in tears. I was like, oh my god, like me going into the hospital with a hospital plan, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the epidural, like, because I was good with Aaliyah, and I was okay, but no. Little boy's stubborn, so he's like, Mama, you're gonna get some pain. I know, but it's crazy how like they do say pregnancy and labors are so different from like every single one, and yeah, I believe it. And right when they were gonna stitch me up, since I was in a lot of pain, the midwife was like, oh, press the epidural button. I'm like, pues ya pa qué, like for what? Like, yeah. And Jill was like he looked at me, and I was like, I don't know, like I was already in pain. I had my baby boy right here with me. I was like I don't care. And I think they said that because they were gonna stitch me up, but like it takes forever to kick in. I think it takes like 20-30 minutes for the epidural to kick back again. So Gio pressed the epidural, and I didn't want him to. I was like, I already felt everything, but then it's like, press it, and then Gio pressed it, and they started stitching me, and I felt the needles. But good thing it was just 1st-degree tear, so it wasn't as bad, I guess. But I felt the needles, so there was no point in pushing that epidural button. And so yeah, they're done sewing me up. They're finishing up, cleaning up the epidural kicks in again. Great. I had him and it was all good. He's out, he's healthy. And the shakes come in because the epidural, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And obviously after birth they want you to stand up. I don't know why, but a certain amount of hours. So this nurse came in and said, okay, are you ready to stand up? I'm like, no, I can't stand up. They just pressed an epidural an hour ago. Like, I can't. I don't feel nothing. Like, I just feel my toes. Like, and no, you don't need your toes to stand up. You're gonna fall if you don't feel your legs. And I'm like, what the heck? The nurse is like, well, you have to get up and you have to go to the bathroom. And I kept telling her, like, I can't. They just pressed it. And it's gonna take another few hours for it to die down. And I was like, oh my god. It was a mess. But I had him at 6:02 in the afternoon. So this time I was in labor for a while. Aaliyah, I was in labor for 6 hours, I believe. Yeah. And this little boy, yeah, I'm talking about you. 10 hours. 10 freaking hours. Not including the night before. Because I wasn't sure if those were contractions or not. So yeah, Adam at 6:02. He weighed 6 pounds, 14 ounces. And he was 19.5 inches long. Healthy baby boy. So yeah, I wanted to vlog my labor and delivery. Like, I had a whole ass vision. I think my whole pregnancy I had my whole ass vision to record and updates and everything. But no. And I regret not telling one of the nurses to like record some parts or take pictures. But at the moment I was just in pain. It's a different pain that it's hard to explain. I feel like, well, every woman's body is different, so they tolerate pain differently. But I don't know. At this moment I was like, well, you forget about the pain, you know, like, it's been over a week. And I'm like, okay, I'm good now. I had him. Wasn't so bad. But at the moment I was like, oh my god, I'm dying. But I had a great support. Gio was there by my side, and he got to cut the umbilical cord. Baby boy. He wasn't able to do that with Aaliyah since she was premature, so he got to do that. And yeah, let me get him up. He's a little cranky little boy. Oi. Are you hungry again? Are you hungry? You can't deny. Jew the father. him and Leah straight up like him. Like, I feel like they're not even my kids. Okay. But yeah, my baby boy. So yeah, that's my birth story. And oh, he's cranky. I'll be right back. Wait. Okay, so I'm ending the video here. That was my birth story of this little boy. So yeah, I hope I can record more in the future. I keep saying that, but I don't know. I'm still adjusting to 2 kids, especially Leah. She wants attention, and it's been a hard week, but the bigger song is falling apart. But trying to adjust being a mom of 2. So thank you guys for watching. Support by liking, sharing, comment, anything. And I'll see you guys soon, because I don't know when I'm gonna record.